Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, word to my brethren all around the world watching this video, hope you're having a great day today as you're tuning in. Do yourself a damn favor, hit that subscribe button, and surely you will not be disappointed. Also, make sure to hit the bell notification so you can get all the alerts, all the videos, all the great stuff we got going on here at TSS delivered straight to you. Now, let's get into the boxing. My main man, Lennox Lewis, former undisputed heavyweight champion. He's working with PBC now. And he's been doing a lot of kind of promoting in the States on Fox, or PBC on Fox. So I think it's good to see a name like Lennox Lewis promoting boxing here in America. I think that's always great when we see things like that. I wish we'd see more of it, honestly. But he made some interesting statements about the heavyweight division, particularly Anthony Joshua, basically stating that he thinks that it was a mistake, a big mistake, by Anthony Joshua to let Fury fight Deontay Wilder. So we will get into all of his quotes, and we'll dissect from there, and then we will give, we'll just dissect from there. So here's what he had to say. He said, I quote, Lennox Lewis, "If I was in his position," him being Joshua, "if I was in his position, I would have fought one of those guys. But his managers are really leading his way, and they're deciding who they want him to fight. But they're missing out on the big fights. Joshua got offered $50 million the other day, and he never took it. Tyson Fury really answered the call for that fight against Deontay Wilder. To me, I think that was a mistake to allow Tyson Fury to get that shot." So we'll pause right there, and we'll dissect that those couple quotations right there by Lennox Lewis. Now, Lennox Lewis was a fighter that in his day he fought all the big fights, all the biggest fights that are available to him. He fought them. Tyson, he's fought Holyfield. He wanted to fight Bo, but that unfortunately didn't happen. He fought some name fighters, man. He was an undisputed champion, true champion. You cannot question his credentials. I don't give a shit who you are, what you think. You cannot question the credentials of a great champion like Lennox Lewis. That is to go without saying. But I will disagree with him on a couple of things. I will disagree that, first of all, and you can go back and watch my videos on this because I covered this pretty in-depthly on my channel. Anthony Joshua and that $50 million offer that Deontay Wilder made and PBC made, it was a bunch of bullshit. It was just a bunch of... Eddie Hearn couldn't even get a meeting with Shelly Finkel. They never wanted to get a meeting because Shelly Finkel wanted him to accept the terms without reading the contract before they can get a meeting, and it was just all a bunch of crock. And you can go back into my video because I crucified PBC and Shelly Finkel and Deontay Wilder's team because I thought they were in the wrong. I still think they're in the wrong because they've been shouting one face, one name, one champion. The April 13th date has been booked for a very long time now, and there's a chance to truly have an undisputed champion. Tyson Fury's trainer has even cleared the pathway for them to go fight each other. And still, it looks like there has been no progression made in their talks or negotiations at all. So that probably won't come up on April the 13th, and Anthony Joshua probably fight Dillian Wyatt or go to America fight Jarrell Miller. But I don't agree with him on that because that $50 million offer was nothing more than a publicity stunt. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, I will agree with the second part of his statement. I do think that it was a mistake for Anthony Joshua to allow Tyson Fury to fight Deontay Wilder because it did two things. One, in some people's minds, it showed that maybe Anthony Joshua was a little weak. And I'm not saying this for me. I'm saying this for some people because I have heard some people say this. Some people have used this fight to say, well, look, Tyson Fury, he had all these mental health problems and he had to lose all this weight and all this stuff. Took two tuna fights, didn't fight nobody. He jumped right into a big fight at Deontay Wilder. What's taking Joshua so long? He's been active, he's been busy. He's in his prime. He's fighting name fighters. He's a great fighter. Why can't he go fight Deontay Wilder? So it made him look weak in that scenario, and that's a fact. That's a fact. There are people out there that think this. Two, it also created a scenario in which people are now questioning who really is the best heavyweight in the world. Is it Fury? Is it Wilder? Is it Joshua? We don't know. And on top of that, Fury and Wilder don't need Joshua as much as they used to because, yes, okay, it goes without saying, Anthony Joshua, as far as being a draw, is the biggest in the division. We will not argue that because the facts are the facts. Anthony Joshua is a box office must-see star in the UK. He sells out whenever he fights, 80,000, 90,000, 100,000, wherever you want, he's selling it out. So there's that. They're gonna make a ton. They'll make more money fighting him than anybody else, but they can still be in important championship fights with each other and meaningful fights with each other, and still make money that they're content with without Joshua. You see what I'm saying? They didn't have that in the past. Wilder didn't have no option in the past. There was no dance partner in the past, but now there's a dance partner, and he comes in the form of Tyson Fury, and now that Fury has given an account of himself like the way he did on December the 1st against Wilder, he has now become a player in this division. He is someone that people like myself think can go on and push on to be one of the best heavyweight in the world. Because truthfully speaking, a lot of us always thought he was the best heavyweight in the world, but he just, he had the problems. But now that he's back and now that he seems to be switched on and he's pushing on and he seems to be in here for the long haul, a lot of us think he can still be the best heavyweight in the world. So it's created a scenario where Joshua doesn't have the leverage that he once had. So that's the first part of Lennox Lewis's quote. And then they asked him about who he thinks is the best heavyweight or who he thinks will emerge as the number one heavyweight. And he says, I think they all have a chance. I'm not going to pick directly anyone, but I would say Tyson Fury is leading the way right now because he is the biggest out of the bunch. He is the lineal champion, and he performs when it's time to perform. So I like his boxing right now, end quote. He also went on to disagree with the decision in the Wilder Fury fight. He thinks Fury will win the fight. So with that being said, we'll say it like this, okay? I think this statement by Lennox, the second statement, is very, very true because, for one, I think what he means, what I take from what he's saying, when he performs when it's time to perform, he's talking about in the big fights, okay? And honestly, like, Tyson Fury has been involved in as many big fights by himself as Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua have combined. He had the big fight with Klitschko in 2015. He fought Wilder earlier this month. Okay, Wilder's only big fights besides the Fury fight are Luis Ortiz. But really, how big of a fight was Luis Ortiz in comparison to what Fury had against Klitschko? Same thing with Joshua. He fought Klitschko. Yes, big fight, massive fight, but that's only one fight. Fury has shown the ability to go into other fighters' backyards and just. He's shown himself to be someone that's fearless. He's shown himself to be fearless in these guys' backyards. And not just that, more importantly, he has shown himself to perform not just at a good level, but a fantastic level, a great level, a world-class level on the road. And I think that's the mark of a truly great fighter. And Lennox sees that. I see that. And that's why he's saying that. Now, I'm not discrediting Anthony Joshua's body of work, because if we talk about the overall body of work, Anthony Joshua, hands down right now, has the best body of work than Fury and Wilder. And he's been a pro for about half the time. He's boxed the likes of Klitschko, Dillian White, Joseph Parker, Alexander Povetkin, Carlos Takam, Dominic Brazil, Eric Molina. He's boxed a lot of name heavyweight fighters. We're not going to take that from him. But I think people, and this is just my opinion, okay? What I think Joshua's resume truly lacks, what it truly, truly lacks, is him fighting a young, undefeated heavyweight fighter who is universally recognized as an elite heavyweight fighter. You see, he fought Joseph Parker, right? And Joseph Parker at the time was a good fight. Joseph Parker was an undefeated fighter, but let's have no qualms about it. Let's make no mistakes about it. When he fought Joseph Parker, there was still the jury was still on Joseph Parker. People didn't really universally recognize him as an elite heavyweight fighter. I'm talking about elite, because there wasn't really one skill set or skill or anything that Joseph Parker had in the ring that would lead you to believe that he would have beaten Anthony Joshua when they fight. You see what I'm saying? So when we talk about Fury and Wilder and these guys have clear-cut skills or a skill in the ring that can carry them very far in a championship fight at that magnitude. You see what I'm saying? For Wilder, it's his power. For Fury, it's his toughness and his boxing skill. You see? So Joshua hasn't fought a guy like that that's been young and in their prime. Fury's fought Wilder's fought Fury. Fury's fought Wilder. So they've had each other, and people may forget this, but when Fury was younger, he was trying to fight David Haye. When people made a big fuss about David Haye, he was trying to fight David Haye, and he pulled out the fight the same way Chisora pulled out or not Chisora, but the same way Haye pulled out the fight. So Fury has always shown willingness to fight the best his entire career. Wilder, love him or hate him, no matter how many bums he's fought this year, I think we have to lay off him a little bit because he's shown that he'll go in there, he'll fight some top guys. Joshua has fought top guys. They've all fought top guys. I'm not discrediting any one of the resumes. But what I'm saying is Anthony Joshua, what his resume truly lacks is him fighting someone who's truly elite. I mean, truly, truly elite and young, and someone that the public believes can genuinely beat him. Because when he fought Klitschko, there weren't a lot of people. There were people that believed that Klitschko could beat him, but it wasn't like people weren't talking about it as a 50-50 fight. Same thing with Parker. They weren't talking about it as a 50-50 fight. When he fought Dillian White, people really weren't talking about it as a 50-50 fight like that. So with that being said, he needs to be in one of those fights where the public views it as a 50-50 fight. He can go on about his body of work, can go on about who he's boxed and the amount of time he did it in, but he's never fought a fighter yet who has truly, where the public believed going into the fight that it was truly a 50-50 fight. And that's what Fury and Wilder have above him right now, is the fact that they just gave the fans a classic heavyweight fight. They gave the fans a fight in which, even in a rematch, people don't know who's going to win. You got a lot of people thinking Wilder can win the next fight, and you got a lot of people think, like myself, who think Fury can win the next fight. But that's what boxing needs, and they're giving boxing what it needs right now. As to where with Joshua, yeah, he's a big star, yeah, he sold 9,000 tickets, and yeah, he's a fantastic fighter who's getting better every fight, and he has a legitimate claim to the heavyweight throne, but he hasn't been in one of those fights yet. And until he gets to one of those fights, there's always going to be this question about him as to if he's truly the best. So, that's where I think Lennox Lewis is getting at. But let me know what you guys in the comments down below. Lennox Lewis thought it was a massive mistake to fight Anthony Joshua to allow Wilder to fight Fury, because now it's giving Wilder an extra option. You see what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua has about 4 or 5 options. Wilder has about maybe 2. But with him having 2 options, that's still one more option than he had, 6-7 months ago when it was just them two in the picture at the top and there was no Fury. So let me know what you guys in the comments down below. Do you agree with Lennox Lewis? Do you think it was a massive mistake for Anthony Joshua to allow these 2 guys to fight? Do you think maybe he should have made some more concessions and came off his throne a little bit? I don't know, man, because just, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. But let me know what you guys in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, like I say in every single video. You can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just giving Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.